objective, I should say, type question. And since I'm in my process, objective, I should say, type question.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop.
Follow DJ Kawan on Instagram at KawanJ.
Objective, I should say, type question.
Yeah. That was the homie Thought Provokah. The name of that joint's called Rankin'. That's off that new project that he just dropped called The Process, man. And checking in with us right now for the mixtape show, Artist of the Week interview is that said MC. Goes by the name of Thought Provokah. And peace, family, man. Welcome to the mixtape show, brother. How you doing tonight, man?
Peace. Yeah, I'm feeling great, man. How you, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. It's good to have you back on the show. We had you on last year sometime, I think. When did that last project? Was that the last project that you dropped? The
Can I rap for you?
Yeah, that was a bullet, man. And actually for the listeners out there, man, the homie had sent me, I think, one of the records off the project. You know, like some artists do whenever they find a platform or something that may be a good fit for them. He sent me the record, and I was like, yo, what else you got? You know what I'm saying? So he directed me to the link of the project, and I went ahead and got the project and everything, and been a fan ever since, man. And you just released another joint, this process joint that came out. That's adding to the catalog, man. So first of all, congratulations on the new release, man. It's definitely a really dope project, man. Good body of work that you sent out there.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. I dropped a project in October called Lose Again Your Soul. So I wanted to hit the new year with something dope. To start the year off, and something that's actually was supposed to release in the summertime, but glad we got it in for the new year.
Yeah. Just a little anxious to get it out there, or you just was done with it and was like, it's good to release?
I was like 75% done with it. I went in, put some finishing touches on it, added some tracks that I thought needed that fit the theme of it, and voila, here it is.
Yeah, man, it's definitely a dope body of work, man, and it kind of sticks to your sound. You know what I'm saying? I put it in that jazzy hip hop, that kind of jazzy hip hop boom bap kind of feel to it, and that sticks to your sound. And then when you write over these beats, man, it's like a perfect marriage. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like your sound. And Dumbo did the production on this one.
Yes, Dumbo did about 85% of the production. Another cat, Pure Fact, out of Serbia, very dope producer, and a cat named Muck had like the last track. So it was 85% Dumbo. Wanted to include other producers that kind of fit the theme, to put a little bit more meat on the project. You know what I mean?
There you go. Have you worked with any of these guys prior to this on any other project?
Me and Pure Fact, actually, that was like the first. He gave me the first beat to the first song that I recorded, like coming back into it. Like I took a little hiatus, I want to say from about 2013 on, and I came back. When I came back, he was the first cat to give me a beat, like 2015, 2016. So, definitely I got something coming with him soon too, full project. But yeah, Pure Fact, we worked together before. Muck, we really haven't, but just kind of paid for it, and work from there.
Yeah. So when you took your break, man, and when you were out, did you miss it a lot, or was it just kind of like you just kind of needed to get away and kind of clear your head and just kind of life just happened basically?
Yeah, life stuff. It was definitely life stuff. Trying to figure out who I was. I'm going through the ages of my late 20s, so trying to figure out that. I had a child at the time, just had my son in 2014. So I was just trying to figure out a lot of different things, and I was trying to figure out where I fit musically, while also how I created music was different. I was getting better. I was getting more polished. I was coming up with more ideas, and wanted to expand my palette musically. So I think it was a perfect time to reflect, take a break, and then come back. Like, sort of like what Ransom did. You know, you remember Ransom from 18.
Mm-hmm.
He took like this little break. He came back and he was a superhero. I was like, yo, what? Yo, son came back like better than ever before. Like,
You had to go up in the mountain and do your Rocky thing.
Yeah,
right? Train
you gotta
and all
go in
that.
the mountains and medicine. You know, gotta get in the hyperbolic chamber. You know, real quick, and then come out and you know and you appear. So yeah, when I took that break, like I got heavy into my literature. I got heavy into just listening to projects and gaining inspiration. And then, you know, me and my crew, EMS crew, we hit the ground running. I got up with these cats at No More L's. You know, cats from all over, cats from Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Colorado, Jersey, you know, where I'm from. I'm over in the 845 area, so you know, just was building with people, and you know, I know we got the ageism label, like I'm 33, but I feel like at the age of 23, I am nowhere near the MC I am now when I was 23. Nowhere near it in any way, shape, or form.
This guy talking about old man. I'm 43. Come on, man. You're a young guy.
You don't, but you know how that goes, right? You know, you're relatively. I'm not new, but I'm relatively new. And then they go like, "How old are you?" You'd be like, "Yeah, I'm 33." 33, like you know, they kind of give you. And then you know the DJs, you know, they don't. You know, giving y'all slack, like you not a 21-year-old DJ at the, you know what I'm saying, throwing back 10 Coronas and bothering the mixologist and all that. They gonna say you old. It's like, nah, like we seasoned.
No, I come to do my job and go home. I don't want to do all that.
Exactly, right? I got the wife and kid to get home too. It's a different type of a different type of time. We grown, right?
They don't want to fool with us too much. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. We boring, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't need a what they say, I can get you a drink tab. I don't need a drink tab. Just put that in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Dope, man.
Me and my lady gonna enjoy that real quick,
exactly,
right?
Exactly, man. So conceptually, musically, man, you do a lot of it's always a theme with the projects from beginning to end. Like I said, we did Can I Rap For You, and we talked about that last time, how it's basically a story within each track and everything like that. The process is kind of the same way, right? You just kind of letting people know, hey, this is kind of like my process, hinting the process of when I create and stuff like that. Talk about that, man. What made you kind of come up with this concept for this project?
Well, I wanted to, you know, let people in and be as candid as possible, and letting them in to how I, you know, create. And I thought it was dope that when I listened to a lot of projects, I really didn't hear anybody take them, you know, step by step through how they create, how they come up with albums. And I thought, why don't I just create an album about the creative process of creating an album, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let people in to, you know, how I create, and it may be weird for others because like I'll be in the studio and it'll usually it's just me or like 2-3 people. You know, fam may be in the building, but you know, I'm a loner. You juxtapose that to, you know, other people who, you know, it's a whole scene, it's a whole movie, and it's chaos, and it's 12 people in the corner that ain't supposed to be in the session. You know what I mean? You got people coming upstairs into the studio. They ain't even pay for the session, but yeah, my man's want to get on track. Like he ain't pay for this session. Why he want to get on track for? You know, it's just, and it's too chaotic, man. I like I said, being a grown man, like I need my peace. I need my serenity, and I'm trying to utilize my time because that time don't come cheap. And the engineers got to get paid. The artists have to get their money's worth. So I am as professional as possible. I'm coming on time. I may come 15 minutes early if time permitted. You know what I'm saying? The songs are done. You know, I can write on the spot, but I choose not to. I'm professional. I ain't smoking and drinking and none of that.
Yeah.
And maybe we could get into that maybe afterwards, if I'm up to it. But during, I've never done. Yeah, I just wanted my fans. Basically, this is for my fans that have always asked for like the Patreon content, and like, yeah, we would love to just see how you come up with this, and like in a setting, and I wanted to just lay it out for the fans out there, and give them a sneak peek into the mind of a creator.
Yeah, it's like your job, man. Like I got partners who are artists and stuff, and I try not to bother them when they're in the studio. That's like coming to your job. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to.
Exactly.
I don't want to be sitting in the cubicle next to you while you're doing your work. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So it's you kind of got to let you do what you do, and then I'll come through after the fact, like you said, or beforehand and chop it up with you. But yeah, man, when you in your personal space, you got to do it. And it's kind of dope
Absolutely.
too, man. How you said you do that. You this project with that, because I've always been a fan of those type of documentaries of watching Illmatic get created and all that kind of stuff, or watching Jay when he did the documentary, or the show documentary behind the scenes of concerts and all that stuff. And this is the audio version of that, right? Where you're basically talking through the process of production, and you're talking through the process of your mindset. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing all that stuff, and like you said, you're kind of showing how vulnerable it can be to kind of be in this creative space when you're trying to put something together.
Right.
Was this an easy one for you, as far as once you kind of got the idea of like, this is what I want to do as far as the theme? Was it easy for you to put it together?
It's funny because it's funny you asked that, because like I had a lot of the beats like through the summer. I tweaked some things. This actually came together, I want to say the whole thing came together in the span of 2 weeks. I put out the 8 tracks, and what I would ask is, since it is a process, all right, what is it that you liked and disliked? Like I put 8 songs on Bandcamp first. I didn't release it to the streaming process, to the streaming platforms yet. I released it strictly to Bandcamp, and it had 8 songs on it. And I would ask like, yo, I'm about to add to it, add a couple songs, a little bit more flavor, need a little bit more seasoning on it. You know what I'm saying? And I got pretty good feedback from it. Like, yeah, it would have been dope if there was some skits, maybe a couple songs here and there, to elaborate on your process. I would love to know how's your mental health and everything else. So I started to add, songs to it. And I did the first 8 in a 2-hour session, and then came back, did another 2-hour session. No, I did another 2-hour, and then I did a 4-hour mixing session between my homie Elliot Major, who's also an EMS, also like an all-around creative, MC, singer, engineer, all that. So did that session, then went to New World T Records over in Long Island, dope spot. You can check that out. Also Major Cloud Studio, Long Island, make sure you check that out as well. And just got the flavor that I needed, got the proper mix. Because for artists out there, the mixing session is important. The mixing session is important.
Say it again.
Please make sure that mix come out to your liking.
Yeah.
Because boy, oh boy, you can have the hottest record and the most trash mix ever, and
man, I've trashed a lot of records. I'm like, this would be dope if
it was mixed correctly, right? So I went back in. I asked for artist polls. I asked for suggestions. I also asked for ears that don't necessarily listen to boom bap. Not really, in my fan base, in my demographic, so, got some great feedback, went in, gave put the 14 up, gave a little skit at the beginning. Like the skit at the beginning, it was more like the Turner Classic Movie feels, like where they give like the long intros, and I, it is not for everybody. Some people like, yo, why is this 4-minute long skit? And other people like, you can't listen to the whole album without it, because then you listen to the skit and then the rest makes sense. So I was real loose with my process, and I was real receptive to criticism, whether you liked it or whether you didn't like it. So not only was the album, me creating the album, a process, but also going back in, doing it again, me and you talking about it, you know, this interview, it's all a part of the process of promoting an album, creating an album. So I kind of wanted to get the experience give the full spectrum experience of it.
And that's really dope, bro, because you basically just did a focus group, right? Throughout the process, you're doing a focus group, and you're getting honest feedback, because that's something that's missing now, where people just put music out, you know what I'm saying, and then they say, oh, if you don't like it, okay, let me do another 12 track album. Oh, you don't like that one, you know what I'm saying? It's no continuity to it. So the fact that you really cared enough about it to say, well, here's what I got so far, what do y'all honestly think? You know what I'm saying? You're not scared to put it out there, because you know how some people are, some artists, we all are.
Oh, no. Listen. We're real sensitive. Don't let anybody tell you we not. We are real sensitive, man. And I'm not exempt from it. I just now started getting the tougher skin, but in the beginning you'd be like, what do you mean it's not this and it's not that? I put my hard work.
How do you not see my vision? How do you not see my vision?
You personalize it, right? You personalize the experience, and because it's your baby. Everybody I've talked to is like, it's your baby. You know, you kind of shaping the head when it's born, and you know, you don't want nobody saying anything against your baby, because you done spent. Some have spent 9 months creating it. You know what I'm saying? Like a child itself. So
and a lot of money.
You know, and a lot in an investment, especially if you independent, you ain't got a budget, and the budget is all on you. You paying for the videos, the CDs, the merch, the marketing, promotion, all of it out your pocket. And you like, it's whack. What? You catching an attitude. So yeah, I wanted to kind of debunk that for creatives and artists. Like, we could be receptive to criticism, even though we put, basically everything on the line for it. You know, a lot of us, I have two 9-to-5s basically, and finding time in between to try to do this with, relationships, with a child, with other obligations. So, especially for the independent artists, we gonna get prickly about it. We mad.
Exactly.
Like, you don't like some stuff, and we damn near killing ourselves to give it. But at the end of it, it's satisfying, and it's worthwhile to hear the opinions of your fans, because now I'm not talking about the fair weather ones. I'm talking about the ones that's there. If you have a Bandcamp, the ones that are supporting, buying the album, buying the merch, want to go to the shows, checking every freestyle and everything else. You want to listen to those people, because those people, have your best interests at heart and have been there since day one. So it pays to be interactive with your fans. And one thing I will say, communicate with your fans, independent artists, boom bap artists. Talk to them. Talk to them. They're human, bro. They're not just, they're not just numbers. They're not just figures. They're not just streams. They're human.
They're not those
bots. What I'm saying? They're not bots. They're humans. Like, they talk back if you talk to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's with me, man. What I do here is, with the show, is I don't like doing quote unquote reviews, or I don't like doing critiques of people's music. You'll see people who have platforms with like, hey, send us your record, we'll break it down and all that kind of stuff. I don't like doing that. I like doing well, tell me what you were thinking when this happened. You know what I'm saying? Help me understand what you was thinking so I can get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I may not get the record, or I may not get why you chose a certain beat for a track, and you may have a story behind that, and I'm like, okay, now I get it. You know what I'm saying? So because I do the same thing, man. I get offended if somebody tell me, yo, your show was kind of whack, bro, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It took me a week to put the show together. You know what I'm saying? I'm booking interviews by myself. I'm picking the playlist, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff. I try to have dope artists for y'all. What do you mean my show was whack? So I get it, man. I definitely get it, bro. I get it, man. So as far as the project now, I know you were still kind of tinkering with it a little bit too. You still, is it finalized for you in your mind?
That's it. Yeah,
you done?
Yeah, that's it, man. I thought about bonus tracks. I had some beats here and there, and I'm just like, nah, let it let it be what it is right now, and on to the next one, and until the next one will come about. But for now, it's finalized. Yeah, I think that's it.
And as far as I know, it's called The Process, and that was the theme of this thing. But do you think this template is something that you want to continue on with the next one, as far as behind the scenes stuff, letting the fans know what's going on, or you want?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like what I did, I always loved I always loved the 2014 Forest Hill Drive, like those documentaries where the artists, you pull up to the artist's house, I guess with COVID and all that, we're safer, but you pull up to the fans' house, I should say, pardon me, and you play them the record, and you get like a real one-on-one interactive experience, being amongst the people, and just letting them in. I want to get more into vlogging and shooting documentaries, leading into the album, shooting trailers, and everything else. This is what this year is about. I'm expanding the content, and the process is just one of the ways that I wanted to introduce how I will be promoting albums from now on. With trailers.
I think it's dope, man. And more than anything, it's you documenting yourself and leaving that for the babies down the road, or that one of these joints may hit one day and maybe in a movie somewhere, and then that can spark something, and you'll say, I got a whole catalog full of the documents behind writing this record, so why not? Let's do a VH1 special on me real quick, because I got the work.
I got my footage, right?
Exactly.
It's already.
So, yeah, man, I'm a big fan of that stuff, and it's not being vain or nothing like that. It's just you kind of documenting your work, man. It's because you put a lot into what you do, man, and for the average listener, I don't think they understand, as an independent artist, how hard it is. As an independent content creator, how hard it is, because every dollar that's spent is your dollar. You know what I'm saying? And you may not see that dollar back. Again,
listen, I tell you this, like, if like around this album is where I started to break even, like for what I put out, like break even. And if it wasn't for the people that I've built relationships with, I would probably be in the negative still. But also, if those, another thing I want to say, if those producers, if those videographers, engineers, if they give you a deal on something and then you paying them off, if at all possible, if you can, please give them a tip. Please pay them more than the asking price, because they may lowball you because they want to work with you so bad. Just always show that love. I guarantee you, it comes back, but that's not the only reason you want to do it. You want to do it because it's the right thing to do, because they care about what you're putting out as well. So you always want to be mindful and conscious of how the universe works. It's reciprocal. You get in. You get what you get what you put into the universe, and if you don't show love, it won't be shown to you. From a genuine place.
Agreed, man. I do the same, man. I try to purchase as much music as I can from artists. T-shirts, shoestrings, whatever it is that they push. I know my wife hates it sometimes, because she's like, "Why am I getting these Apple charges on the bill? For $10 and $12?" I'm like, I'm buying music, babe, for the show. I can write that off. Don't worry about it. But it's just a genuine. Yeah, it's just a genuine love for the music too, the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Jay-Z don't need my little $10. You know what I'm saying? But a Thought Provoker, he can do a little bit more with that $10 or whatever. The price is,
I
you know
can,
man.
It's a corner store across the street.
Exactly. And that's typically what I ask artists too. I'm like, well, I know you got your music on the streaming and stuff, but where does it benefit you the most for me to purchase it at? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that you're taken care of. Because I know how it is out there, man. It's definitely it's a beating out there sometimes, brother. So it's dope that you're still keeping it up and doing your thing, man. And I know you do the little freestyle joints on your social media too. That's dope. When you do the side by side with the producers.
Yeah, that's to just keep the iron sharp. I was actually thinking about, all right, so what I'm gonna do for tomorrow. Like it keeps the iron sharp, and I enjoy it. I enjoy looking into new producers, new sounds, and it keeps me sharp. It keeps me focused, and you know, practice makes perfect, but perfect practice more so makes perfect. So what I'm doing with these freestyles is I'm testing my breath control. I'm testing memorization of lyrics, because I'm not reading off a phone. This is me memorizing or written, or sometimes it's off the top and I'm just going, or I'm improvising. And that's just a way of constantly practicing your craft, constantly staying ready, constantly, perfecting yourself as an artist. And I don't see there being any detriment to it, like at all. There's no detriment to it at all, man. And it's all, I'm happy if people like it. Like, I'll promote it, but it's more so for me to keep me sharp. So when I get in that booth and drop the next album, that I don't feel like I missed a step. It's kind of like shoot around before the game. You understand? You know what I mean? It's just that.
And it's helping you be more efficient, like you said, when you're in the studio, because studio time ain't cheap. So if you can knock that joint out on one or two takes, then be done with it and keep doing it.
Exactly. If I can write this 16 in less than 30, I know I can do that for a song and already have the hook. So it's an exercise in efficiency, definitely.
And the two, man, is you kind of putting it out, when you put it out there too, is you teaching the next generation behind you too, on how to do that, because
exactly,
because a lot of that stuff don't get passed down anymore. A lot of it is they just mimic what they see or hear, and that's like that's what kids in general, they mimic what they see and hear. So if you got somebody out there who really like what you're doing and they seeing this, they're like, oh, so that's how he does that. Or you may, like you said, spit a written on something social media wise, but then they buy your project down the line, they're like, oh wait, that's the joint I heard him spit on Instagram the other whatever. Right. Okay, that's dope. I see what he's doing. So man, you gotta it's just you giving back to the culture too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely spreading just teaching. I hear a lot of people come up to me and be like, yo, I heard that, man. Like, yo, I hear those freestyles. I love what you're doing, man. You inspired me. And that's always gratifying. That's always what you want to do it for. You want to inspire the next generation of artists, or those coming up with you, and show them things about work ethic and about, being on time, being punctual, being professional, having relationships with DJs and creatives and engineers, videographers. And I think what a story that I saw was, I went to go to a show, and the performer got on stage. The performer was twisted and like slurring the words and all that. And I'm just like, oh, this is so unprofessional. Yeah. Because it's so oversaturated that everybody just thinks they can just pick up a mic and just freestyle and just and if you work at it, you can, but they're missing the work. Yeah, like, nothing works but work. Yeah, exactly. Like, and I pulled him to this pulled him to the side afterwards. We had a conversation. I was just like, nah, that's not a good look, man, because you don't know who's looking at you. It may be a small venue, maybe in here, but of those 50 people, there could be somebody important in this crowd. You don't know who's watching. So you always want to be professional. You always want to put your best foot forward. You always just want to show up. Like my man Elliot always says, just show up. Yeah. Like, you want to show up and you want to be present, but you always want to be your best self. Yeah. Even today, right? So, funny story. I had a do-rag on, and my girl was like, that doesn't look professional. Please don't go on there with a do-rag. Go get a hat. And I had my hats packed up because, I was getting ready to move or whatever. So I'm like, all right, let me go grab it. and things like that, right? Yeah. Things like, as you see, I put the hat on, but things like that, like, you want to be mindful of what you're doing, and you know your image and what you're putting out to the world. You know,
Yeah.
since everything is on camera and is for the viewing pleasure of other people on social media. It's a 24-hour news stream, and you want to make sure like you handle yourself with integrity
Exactly. Yeah,
and discipline.
that's why this backdrop is up, because you don't want to see what's back there in this room.
Man, hey,
You know what I'm
hey,
saying? We got all kind of surprises back there with kids toys and crickets and all kind of stuff. Heat press machines, everything, man.
Hey man, at least you got a band, man. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
It looks good.
Thank
it
you.
looks good.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
what I
you.
would say.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So what else we got going this year, man? We got the project that's out right now doing things. Shooting visuals for it and stuff too.
Oh, absolutely. Gonna get some visuals going. Also, I got like 3-4 other projects in the works. I plan on putting out at least 4 this year, like at least 4 projects. And I know people look at me 4, like, God, I did 3 last year. I think I could do 4.
Yeah.
You know, do 2, do a little couple 3-song EPs, do about, 2 full lengths, and go from there. I got a joint coming, based on the year 1996. I did a joint called I did a joint about 94, doing a joint about 96, and in that year hip hop, with my brother MC2, who provided all the sounds for it. So that's coming. I got a joint with my homie, a dude that I came in, with into hip hop, but he's kind of J electronica. He want to play the background and all that, which is cool. My homie Benji, we doing a little EP. Hopefully I can get Can I Rap For You Too out, and the Pure Fact album, which will be the sequel to Shadow Work, which will be called Pure Thoughts. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be working. The work doesn't stop this year. It only intensifies.
Dope, man. Well, I can definitely say this, man. Social media is definitely a tool that connected me and you. You know what I'm saying? As far as this, and made me a fan of your music and stuff. And every time I get a chance to bring up your style and just the type of music you play in the right areas, I'm always like, yo, take this track and listen to it. Let me know what you think about it. And I always hear good things about it. So
appreciate that.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man. You know this is home for you no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Keep sending those freestyles, keep sending those records, and you definitely got a home here in the mixtape show and the radio station and everything else, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I look forward to this, because I was just like, yeah, man, I definitely want to get on here and have a conversation. I appreciate your support and the people you pass my music to. DJs are important. We have to remember that, what did Martin say? And House Party 1, House Party 2, he said the DJ is the producer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? and the architect. So we gotta appreciate those that still get out here and don't come into the party with the crates. You know what I'm saying? And Stretch from Vinyl, man, y'all a rare breed nowadays, and we gotta appreciate y'all. And I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. It's artists like you who keep me locked into this thing as far as the platform and everything, man. I gotta keep these doors open for the boom bap artists and the real true MCs is what we like to push here. So
absolutely.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. You got a home and a team too, man. If you got anybody in the camp that got music, man, send them my way too. Let's break those records as well.
Got you, brother. Got you always.
Who you want to shout out, man, before we get out of here?
Definitely want to shout out EMS, the homie Zellion Major, my homie Burns, my homie DJ, my homie Marcus, who starting up this Smoking Reggie's podcast again. Get that in rotation. Want to shout out the Normal L's crew, Spade, Merc, the homie Mo, Danye, Dumbo, my homie Xavier. Shout out to the whole crew, homie KD. Want to shout them out. Incredible, multi-talented hip hop artists, producers, just exceptional and good people, good brothers.
There we go.
I want to shout out the 845. I want to shout out y'all. I know a lot of people from the area get overlooked in lieu of being, a little upwards from MIC. So, I was born, I always say, like, big city, big city born, small town raised, and it puts a chip on your shoulder. I can maneuver in both spaces, but I identify with the hunger and the need to be seen from the small towns, from the 845. So I always want to shout them out. Definitely want to shout out especially the one that told me to put this hat on. My girl and everything. Thank you for keeping me on point. Want to shout out Mom Deuce for always keeping me right. My mom's is my biggest supporter, but also she's a big sports fan, and we still mad about that Chiefs one. So we got to hold that down. Yeah, collapse. Yeah, collapse, man. Derek, I've been since Derek Thomas and Priest Holmes. And if you ain't, what I'm saying, if you don't remember Trent Green,
yeah, you good then. You real fan.
Yeah, I'm a real one. I'm not a bandwagon at all. But
Christian Okoye and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to shout out definitely Pure Fact and Till and my homie Jackie. And if I'm missing anybody, I apologize, but just those for being always in my corner, giving great advice, and always steering me in the right direction, and wanting me to level up as far as my artistry and how I handle my business. So I want to thank them as well.
There we go. He goes by the name of Provokah. He's a friend of the show. Just got this new joint that he released, the process. Go over to that Bandcamp and purchase that joint, man. It's a dope project. You won't be disappointed. If you love bars, we call it bar work. If you love that bar work, if you love the beats, he definitely got that on deck for you too, man. And the wordplay is dope. And overall, it's just good music, man. It makes my ears feel good when I hear this man's music. So salute to you, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, whenever the next thing comes around, just go and let us know, man. We'll come back on and let's do this again, all right?
Most definitely. All right, thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Let's get into, I'll play a couple joints before we go off the air here. Let's get into this Shooby Dooby Doo Wop. It's one of my favorite joints on the project. I like this one. And we'll pick something else up after that. But I appreciate you coming through, man. And
thank you, brother.
Hold on for just a second while we talk off air, and then we'll play this joint, all right?
Got you.